Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I bid to Sir Jackson and also my fellow team members. So today is our fifth video discussion. Before that, this is Lex 2063. So today, this is our fifth video discussion, which we are going to discuss our fourth gadget, which is smartphone. But before that, let us introduce ourselves first. So my name is Nurul Ain Shafiqah, and my metric numbers is EX03568.
My name is Iman Fatiha binti Nur Azmi. Matrix number is EX03565.
My name is Nandini, daughter of Gunasagaran. My metric number is EX03648.
Okay. So since we are doing about smartphone, we will first see how smartphones revolutionize in society in less than a decade. So let us start. Okay. So, as you all know, everyone knows what a smartphone is. Literally almost every human being on earth uses smartphones, right? So, the emergence of communication and computing for mobile consumer devices is on the evolutionary course to bring the interoperability and leverage the services and functions of every industry. As a marketing strategy, smartphone term was introduced, referring to a new class of mobile phones with integrated services like communication, mobile sectors, including voice communication, messaging, personal information management, and wireless communication capability. Initially, smartphones were only perceived for business use due to higher costs, such as I don't know if you all know about. Do you know the PDA the PDA smartphone? Back in those times, my dad uses the PDA for his business purposes lah. But now, uh, today we are in a frenetic impact of smartphone on the society. The latest surveys shows that the popularity of smartphone is increasing in general public with a much higher pace than it is increasing in any corporate sector. So earlier, smartphones were used as an enterprise devices and were predominantly meant for corporate users. So smartphones has been around since 1993, but in reality, it reached the general public when Apple introduced this in the mass consumer market. So how did smartphone revolutionize in society in less than a decade? So with more than 1 billion users worldwide and 2.5 million apps and counting uh, available across Google and Apple's digital marketplaces, smartphones are impacting day-to-day life in some surprising ways. So the adoption of smartphone has been tremendous all over the world. Surveys show that 80% of the world population use mobile devices and 42% of mobile subscribers in the US use a smartphone. So according to a survey by Compete is a web analytics firm. So according to them, a large number of people, almost up to 65%, is using their smartphones to read news feeds, to post status updates like Facebook and Twitter, and read and reply to messages such as WhatsApp and Telegram, and post photos such as Flickr, Instagram, and much more. So this shows that now people are leaving PCs and moving towards smartphones. So according to analysis, the long dominated giants, the PC, are experiencing bad times due to the rise of smartphones and tablets, and the pressure to gain market share in the mobile device market is causing big fractures in long partnerships. But it is true that still millions of PCs will continue to sell, but the smartphone and tablets will see more considerable growth in the future. So that is how it revolutionized in the industry. So that is about revolutionize. what about the impacts of smartphones on society? So smartphones are popular among people for the application they offer to users. Um, People actually enjoy a lot of benefits in various forms of their daily work. Some advantages smartphones provide: it better means of communication, learning options to users, great exposure to latest things, ways to personality development, and simple ways to access applications and ideas to succeed in business. So these are all platforms to grow their applications even more. So number one is impact on business. Smartphones create new dimension for businesses. It means that it's not only the smartphone vendors enjoying business, but it also created a new domain for app development companies, internet service providers, and other related sectors. So in this field, it's not only companies who made the smartphones are gaining are gaining something, but it is also gaining something to the internet service providers and some other related sectors. So number two is impact on education. Smartphones provide a unique way to improve the quality of education. So the use of the internet has become a part of life for every student. So the internet get together with smartphones provide an alternative channel to deliver education service and distance education. So it means that wherever you are, whatever you do, whatever you learn, you can still reach it with with a a touch of smartphone. So number three is health impact. Uh, According to surveys, more than 10 million users in the USA use smartphones to search for health information and facilities. 27% of the users use smartphone for online activities. Today, there are several apps to manage prescriptions, promote alternative treatment options, provide price comparison, and validate prescriptions. So today, several apps are available to track exercise, diet, and blood pressure. So it enables the smartphones to play a key role in the health sector. And number four is psychological impact. Psychological impact. Smartphones are set to reduce stress in busy work life. Today's busy if today's busy schedules, mobile phones provide a means to interact with friends and family as and when they get time. So the smart use of smartphone increases your brain functioning, helping to stay active. So instead of using smartphone for only entertainment, it could be used to access useful information. For example, access the news headlines, uh, getting the latest technology updates, and so much more. So the last one would be social impact. Social life has been drastically changed with the introduction of smartphones, and this domain has encountered most of the impacts from the use of smartphones. So smartphones plays an important role in the integration process of people with special needs, elderly age, and with some sort of disabilities. So those are my thoughts on the revolution of of smartphones and the impact of smartphones on society. So I now will pass to Nandini for the second talk about smartphone.
Okay, thank you, Iman. Okay, today I'm going to compare about the smartphone and the Android. Okay, there have 15 difference between iPhones and Android smartphones. Okay, the first will be the wallpaper. Hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, iPhone apps do not crash as often as their Android counterparts. For as long as I know, I've used the iPhone, no app on it has crashed. Although the Nexus 6 I had before was a capable smartphone for its time, I have had so many issues with the app crashing on it that I felt it was normal. A positive difference is that apps are not crashing on the iPhone as often as on Android. There are times when some of them can lock for a second or two before responding to my taps. The second will be the home screen on iOS is not as customizable as the one on Android. Coming from the Android system, used to being able to customize everything, the first big difference is the fact that the home screen on the iPhone is a lot more limited personalization options that the one in Android. So in the iPhone, we can choosing a different image for the wallpaper, changing the order of the iPhone app icons, creating folder in which I can place multiple app icons. So that is not much compared to what you can do in Android. We cannot use as a widget. The only place where you can have widget in iOS is the notification screen. There is a no app drawer like in Android. All apps are shown on the home screen. To create app folder to get all the clutter organized. The third one is the App Store feel better organized than the Play Store. The Play Store on Android has been significantly improved over the years and it has become easy to navigate. So the Apple App Store was even more favorable. It looked more straightforward, although it is also split into categories and top charts, just like the Play Store, and the App Store experience feels more polished and friendly. However, a personal opinion and other people might feel differently about the App Store versus the Play Store. And the fourth is the some apps from the App Store are better than their Android counterparts because Apple is known for its high standard regarding the app that make it through its App Store. That means that developers must create apps that pass specific usability and quality criteria that are established by Apple. As a direct consequence, some third-party apps are more polished than what you find in the Play Store for Android. And the five is there are more paid apps for iPhone than for Android, but there are also a fewer ads. It's an essential app everyone uses are free on both platforms. When you get off of this bubble, you find that more apps in the App Store are paid compared to Android. That is probably because Apple's audience is considered to be more willing to spend money on apps than Google audience. However, that also means that the apps for iOS are usually less filled with ads, and the few the apps are was the getting for free on Android. And the sixth is the default iPhone apps that come with iOS are less advanced than the Google app found on Android. Sometimes the default apps that come with the iPhone, Safari, Apple Maps, Photos, and Mail, for instance, are not as good as Google Chrome, Google Map, Google Photos, or Gmail. The default app that Google offers on Android tend to be more advanced. This impression probably depends on how much you are entered in Apple's Google ecosystem and admit that are heavy users of Google service. And the media files cannot be transferred to a Windows PC as easily when using an iPhone. If we compare to the Android, iPhone is the most quite difficult to us to change everything to the PC because moving the media files from an iPhone can be daunting at first. But an Android device, all you have to do is plug it into a USB port on your Windows computer. Then the difference with iPhones. If you want to transfer music or video file, you must download and install iTunes and using the app instead of File Explorer. So just want to copy some photos from your iPhone to your Windows 10 PC, you can use the important feature offered by the Microsoft Photos. There is a no back button on the iPhone. So there are buttons inside apps and the gesture that you can use on iPhone to go back. But from the Android, a lot more comfortable repeatedly to get out any app, and it was always there in the same place no matter what, although the back button is usually found at the top left corner of the screen. The truth is that one iPhone can be anywhere the developer want it to be, that thus some getting used to, and it does not improve the user experience. iOS updates are more regular and better than the one you get on Android. And then, okay, the last is iOS is a secure walled garden while Android is an open mess. The app that run on iPhone are more strictly controlled by Apple. After all, on an iPhone, you can download apps only from the App Store, while an Android smartphone, you can get apps from anywhere you like. For example, companies like Epic Games decided to distribute their software outside of the Play Store. The popular game Fortnite is distributed for the iPhone using the App Store, while Fortnite for Android, you must get it directly from Epic Games. So there are countless alternative stores that compete with Google Play Store, and most of them are not what you would call secure. Not at all mention the fact that Android lets you install apps from APK files, which can come from anywhere and can contain any form of malware. In Apple's ecosystem, that is almost impossible. So I'm conclude that Android versus iPhone, I think Android is much better using the iPhone because it easily can transfer the files, the photos, whatever the documents we are having inside the phone, we can easily transfer to other laptops or such other things lah. So that's all from me. So the third section will be I. So let she will give some disadvantage of the food.
Right, so thank you Nantini and Iman. So in this hustle and bustle of modern life, so there are so many important elements that we might find ourselves with a busy and hectic schedule. So there are certain elements in our life that we need to sort out and organize. So it's important to have a schedule and to plan things to make our life run smoother. So these days, of course, there are so many advantage that the phone can do, can make our life easier. So, but that today I would like to share with you guys ways that smartphone can make our life worse. So the first is that smartphones can contribute to the sleep issues. So research has found that if we use our smartphone before bed, it can make it harder to fall asleep because of the blue light that it emits. As Business Insider, they make a research. They report that not only that does the bright light emitted by the digital devices impact our sleep, but the social media content and also distract and entertain us too. So the second ways that smartphone can make our life worse is that they can ruin the romantic relationship. So smartphone could also be damage the people's romantic relationship. It's probably happened to you guys at some time. So the person you are on a date with looks at their phone more than at you yourself. So this send a message that their phone is more important than their partner. So when a partner feels dismissed or they feel unappreciated, so they will eventually choose someone else who values their company. Other than that, some couples are spending more time engaged with their phones than with their significant others, which can take a toll on intimacy. So as humans, we give and receive information through our five senses. We need to feel the warmth of our love embrace. We need to smell the roses. We emotionally benefit from spending physical time with loved ones in real life situation. So such experiences simply cannot be gained through the digital communication. So the third is that they can take toll on a friendship. So I used to have a friend who checked her phone so much when we were together. So friends are foregoing manners and proper social etiquette because of their smartphone. So the dopamine hits when we receive every time we get a push notification, maybe to be blamed, so much that many of us have convinced ourselves that our push notifications are more important than who or what is around us. The fourth thing is that they can have a negative influence on parenting. So research has shown that when parents are on their smartphones while with their children, they are not fully present, which can lead to a host of emotional issues in kids, according to the psychology. So children would feel love when they obtain the attention from their parents. Otherwise, they will feel emotionally neglected. What's worse is that when parents are physically present but their attention is absorbed elsewhere. So the message children receive is they are not an important part of their parents' life. And the last way is that they are replacing in-person communication and conflict. So some people now choose to have in-depth discussion and disagreement through the phone messaging instead of in person, from ending relationship to having a heated debate. So in many ways, digital communication appears to be altering our comfort levels with direct and honest communication and conflict resolution. So doing so will inevitably negatively affect the relationship, since important discussion should be done in person or at the very least over the phone, so that a misunderstanding could be minimized. So I think that's all from me, and that's all from us. Thank you guys, and see you in our last video discussion. Thank you.